Hey coffee lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love. You know, if you love milk-based espresso beverages like lattes, cappuccinos, flat whites, stick around. Today I'm going to take you through the Jura E8. This is a G2 version and it's got some really special features for milk drinks. It's like kind of the start of the really cool stuff in the Jura line where you can do some really special things with milk. So we'll get to all that in a minute. I'll make a flat white for you, make a latte macchiato, cover all the features of the machine. We'll brew an espresso, show you how to program drinks, and demonstrate a cool feature that is an optional feature. You can control this machine using a smartphone or tablet. So you can order drinks, customize your drinks, do all the programming, even create your own menu of specialized drinks using that. It's really cool, a feature you should really look at if you're into that sort of thing. But first, let's go through the machine. We will take a look at a couple of the optional milk accessories as well. But first, what's a bean-to-cup machine all about? Well, you use fresh whole bean coffee, and you know, this coffee is going to be far better than anything you can do with a capsule. So up top, you have a bean hopper here. It has a nice seal on the lid to keep your beans fresh. Mine's already pretty full, but I'll add a few in there. Holds quite a bit of coffee in there. Then up top here, you have a adjustment for grind size. So over here, you can adjust your grind size in 6 steps to customize, you know, depending on what sort of beans or what sort of drinks you usually make, to really tune the flavor of your coffee. Next to that, we have a bypass doser, and here you can use pre-ground coffee. A lot of people, they're going to use that for decaf coffee if they've got, you know, like caffeinated beans in here. It's also the place where you do some of the maintenance for the machine, and you do that using one of these tablets here. They are Jura cleaning tablets. The machine will tell you when it needs to do one of these. You know, it counts up the number of cycles and says, hey, run a cleaning cycle. You drop the tablet in, push a button, the machine does the rest. Now, machines, a lot of machines from other manufacturers, they're going to have you remove a thing from a brew group from the machine and do some rinsing of that. Jura is all about making it easy. Another way they make it easy, we'll pull off the water reservoir here. 64-ounce water reservoir, so it's going to hold enough for about, you know, 10 6-ounce coffees. But inside of here is a Clearo Smart filter. I have one out right here, and what this does is it removes minerals from the water so no scale builds up inside the machine. In fact, exclusive to Jura machines, if you use the water filter as directed, and Jura's going to make that easy, if you use it as directed, no need to ever descale this machine. And how does Jura make it easy? Well, this is a smart filter. It has an RFID chip inside of it, so the machine knows when you have the filter installed. It'll tell you when to change it, and it's going to automatically know when you have changed it, so you don't have to go into any menus or anything to do that. The machine just knows. Again, Jura is all about making it super easy and convenient. So let's go through the drip tray and the used coffee box. They pull out from here, and the machine will tell you when these need to be emptied. So in here, so you can see I've been brewing some coffee here. So here's some of the used coffee. It holds the results of 16 cycles. And unlike those capsule machines, so you don't have to yank a capsule out and throw a piece of plastic every time you make a cup of coffee. Only every 16 times. Underneath that, the drip tray here, so this catches any water that comes out of the spouts and doesn't make it into a cup. You can see little tabs here. It is electronically monitored, so the machine is going to tell you when these need to be emptied. So Jura, again, makes it really, really easy to do. Slide those back in. First thing I want to show you, really cool. I just love the app on the phone here that allows you to control this machine. Again, you can use that on tablet as well. So I want to demonstrate one of the cool milk functions of this. On this machine, the fine milk frother here, you can turn this way and you get basically just a heated milk, but go over here to get a nice fine froth. And now I could start my flat white by pressing a button here. I could go into the app right here and press the flat white button, or I've added it to Siri. So I can say, hey Siri, make my flat white. And there she goes. She's going to make my flat white. So right now it's grinding the beans. And what it's going to do, something unique that this machine does is it makes a flat white a little different than it's going to do like, say, a latte. So it's going to do it like a barista would, and it's going to brew the espresso first. Now you'll find on most machines, for most all of their milk-based drinks, they're going to do the milk first. And this machine will do that when you're making a latte, but when you do the flat white, it makes the espresso. So it's made my espresso. Now it's going to take milk, and I have this optional Jura refrigerated milk unit here. With this, you can leave milk on your counter all day and be ready to go. Right next to that, I have another option, and that is the Jura glass milk container. So you can use that, or you can just take that milk pipe and you can put it into any milk container. You don't have to use either of these if you don't want to. So, but just look at this. That is an absolutely gorgeous drink. While that's running, my app is constantly telling me what's going on. And again, I don't have to use this. I could do this all from the machine. But let's have a little taste of that flat white. Oh, absolutely delicious. The foam is really nice. It's nice and warm. It's perfect. Honestly, a lot better than you're going to get in most chain cafes. So a little more on that milk system. I really like it, and we'll make a latte macchiato in just a second. But one thing I really like is you've got a lot of clearance under the spouts here. In fact, this is my personal to-go mug, and I just love leaving the house with a latte. And here I can make a really big latte into this and walk out the door. Awesome. So, but what I'll do now is show you, I did the last drink on the app. Now we'll do it through the menu. Again, you don't have to use the app. You don't have to have that smart connect, but I do really like it. So let's take a look at the menu on the machine here. So you can see right here we've got espresso, ristretto, coffee, hot water, and then we just arrow to our next one. We can do an espresso doppio, a special beverage that you set up. What do we got? Macchiato. And here's my latte macchiato and flat white cappuccino. We can do just milk froth. So right from here, I'm just going to press the latte macchiato button. Now remember when we did the flat white, it did the espresso first. For this latte macchiato, it's going to do the milk first and then put the espresso over the top. So it ground my beans. Now it's going to do my froth. I'm just going to turn this real quick. So I'm getting a very airy froth right now. If I turn this like this, it's pretty much just heated milk. But I do want that airier froth, so I'm going to let that go there. But you can adjust that to your preference depending on how you like it. I really like that feature on this machine. So I've got my milk in the glass. Now what I've done, and we'll take a look at this in the programming, is I've set a little delay here before the espresso is going to start brewing into that. That's going to allow the milk to separate a little bit. So we're going to see a little layer develop here based on that. Now I could have left that interval a little bit longer to get even more separation. So now out of that same area, it's brewing my espresso in. You're starting to see that layer come around and through. And you can program these volumes to whatever you'd like, and you'll see, I'll take you through that in a minute, see just how much control you have. And there you go. A really nice latte macchiato. So you do have that little bit of a layer where the espresso is mostly in the center. You've got a nice froth on top and a kind of a mix on the bottom a little bit. And you can exaggerate that by adjusting the interval. Let's take a look at the programming on this machine. Again, you could do this all through the app on the phone or the tablet, but if you're not going to go there, I'm going to show you how it works on the machine. So it's really, really easy. Again, Jura makes it simple. So we just hit the P button here, and you can see we have some different options here. Clean, descale. We don't have to do that because we're using the filter, clean the milk system. But I'm going to pop ahead through here so we can do an individual rinse of milk or coffee systems really easily. And then we get here expert mode. This is where we do some of our programming. So we've got ristretto, espresso, so you can program all the parameters for all these drinks. Latte macchiato, I'll just go through them. Flat white, milk, special, espresso doppio. You can get hot water for green tea in different temperatures. Macchiato there. So let's just go, because you'll have all the same coffee parameters on drinks like espresso and coffee, I'm going to go to that latte macchiato. Whoops, went one too far there. So we'll just go right back through. There's a latte macchiato. I select that. So we can adjust the volume of the coffee that we want. That's how much is going to end up in our cup. I've got this set at 3 ounces. You can change that however you like. So you can go right up to a whole lot more than that. If you want a lot of coffee in there, you can go right up to 8 ounces if you want. I like that 3 ounces for that, so I'm going to go back down there and save that. And it tells me it's saved that. And these won't change until I change them. Coffee strength, you've got 8 levels of strength here. You know what? I want mine a little bit stronger. I'm going to go right up to the 8th level and share that. And the dosing on the Jura machines, you can run up to 16 grams per cycle. so you can get a really nice strong coffee. Moving to the next, we can do the temperature here. And here you've got high or normal. I like mine hot, so I'll leave it there. Machine lets me know it's saved. Then the amount of milk. So here, for the amount of milk, it uses time. And right now, for the glass, for latte macchiato I was doing, 16 seconds was what worked out. So I'm going to save that. And then there's one more item you can set here if we go to the next page, and that's that interval I had mentioned. So here, you can set a delay. So this is time in seconds between when the espresso is brewed and when the milk starts frothing. So if you want a more definite layer in your latte macchiato, you just adjust this time higher, and then that's going to allow the drink to separate more. And I want to get maybe just a little bit more of a layer in mine, so I'm just going to bring it up, say, to 16 seconds and save it there for next time. So now all those parameters there are going to be saved until I change them. Or if I'm using the app, I could set up, 5 different latte macchiatos, say for different glasses, or if, your wife has a special or you have a special and you want to do it that way, you can create custom drinks in the app like that and have a lot more. Let's make an espresso on this machine, the E8. I want to show you how it does that, 'cause it does do something a little special. So I'm just going to put my cup under the spouts, and you can see you've got some adjustment on those spouts. Again, I like the high ones on the milk side for those taller cups. I like the shorter ones over here for drinks like an espresso. So instead of using the app, I'll show you how you do that on the machine. Really easy. Just press the espresso button. It does have this fun little orange light that comes on when you're brewing an espresso. Now, what Jura does in this level of machine is they use a thing called PEP brewing. That's for pulse extraction process. So what that does is it pulses the water through the coffee, and it gives you this really excellent crema. Does a really deep extraction. Now this machine can also make regular coffee, and it can make 1 espresso at a time, 2 coffees at a time, 2 espressos at a time, but just look at the crema on that coffee. Really beautiful. When you're brewing a regular coffee, and I'll do that in a minute, it's not going to use the PEP. I am going to take a little taste of this. I like to stir mine beforehand. That's really delicious. It's the Maroma's Orphea coffee that I'm using. It's one I'm really familiar with, and this machine does an excellent job with it. Now I want to make a coffee, and I want to show you an even easier way to program, say, you don't know how much coffee is going to fit in your glass. I'll show you a really easy way to do that on this machine, something I like a lot. I'm going to lift those spouts up. Again, I like those movable spouts. And I'm just going to press and hold the coffee button here. And then in the display, it's going to ask me enough coffee, push button. So I'm just going to let the machine fill up to the size I want, and then press the button. Then that size will stay in there for next time. So if I don't know how many ounces or milliliters, you can switch the machine to work in milliliters. If I don't know how many really fits in a coffee, I can just use this method to have it brew until I have the amount I want in my cup. Press the button, and it'll save that. Again, when it's brewing the coffee, it's going to do it faster than it does the espresso because it's not using that pulse extraction process. It's doing more of a normal brewing. And I want you to have a look at this because, I know a lot of people use the capsule machines like the Keurigs and what have you. You're never going to get a cup of coffee out of those that looks like this because they're using, that really expensive pre-ground coffee in the little plastic cups that you have to throw away. So that's about how much I want. So I just press the button. It stops brewing. It's now saved that amount. So that'll work next time you put that cup under there. And I'm going to take a taste because I love the coffee too. Very hot, by the way. Jura makes a really hot cup. And honest to God, I've put Keurig capsule coffee next to the whole bean coffee. And it's just such a world of difference. Such a better cup of coffee. Nothing you can do that's going to get you a better cup than grinding those whole beans fresh right before they're brewed. All right, so to recap the machine, it makes a lot of different drinks. Do check out the product page to see everything it can do. We went through a bunch of them on the machine. We were looking at a couple accessories here. You have the Jura glass milk container. So this you can just take out of the refrigerator, put on the machine when you want to make a milk drink. We also have the Jura refrigerated countertop unit. This keeps milk cold indefinitely, tells you when it's time to refill it. And I'll just pull the top off here real quick because this holds a lot of milk. Quite a bit of milk in a stainless container. I really do like that. If you're making a lot of milk drinks, it's really worth the investment to have that. Again, the fine foam frother borrowed from some of their pricier machines that allows you to go just from like just pure heated milk up to a really fine microfoam that's going to be great in the drinks like the flat white that we took a look at. Also, really like that you can fit if you like to leave with a large latte, you can fit most travel mugs under those spouts. It's bean to cup, uses the smart filter, so no descaling. Jura makes that maintenance really easy, just with a cleaning tablet that you drop in. The machine's going to tell you when to do that. So that's the Jura E8, the G2 version of that. Really love this machine. Great if you're a latte lover. It's available now at Whole Latte Love. If you have any questions about this or anything coffee, use those comments. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I'm Mark from Whole Latte Love. Thanks for watching, and come on back soon for more of the best on everything coffee. Want to learn more? Subscribe now so you'll know about the latest videos on everything coffee from Whole Latte Love.